welcome to 3ABN Today cooking program. My name is Valera Babb, and I have a very special guest here with me today. Her name is Marlene McKinney. And Marlene, where do you come from?
Well, I originally come from the Bahamas, but I am now living in New York, upstate New York.
Oh, okay. And so what got you into cooking? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, to make a long story short, because we have a lot of issues, I first started out teaching cooking, vegetarian cooking, about 10 years ago. But I was a teacher in the past, one of our academies. I taught foods and nutrition. But what we're teaching today has nothing to do with what I taught my students back then.
Okay, so you've learned something new then.
Oh, yes, and I always tell people if I had an opportunity to do it all over again, I would go back and I would teach the young people how to eat real healthy foods. And so I started about 10 years ago. I was about 220 pounds, and I wanted to lose weight. No, God is blessed, and with eating like this, and just learning all these new dishes, the Lord has really, just inspired me to teach what I learned.
Okay.
To others.
So what are we making today?
Well, we have a cheesy broccoli soup, which everyone loves, as far as I know.
Okay, that looks really good.
And we also have seasoned tofu.
Seasoned tofu.
Yes,
oh, I like
my mom's favorite.
Oh, I grew up eating tofu, so that's something that I do enjoy.
We also have oriental rice, and I like that. My husband loves it too.
Okay, and now that looks like it has some of the tofu in with it.
Yes, some of the tofu is going to go in there to give it some more flavor and some body. Tastes real good.
Okay.
And then we have teriyaki gluten, and that's really exciting, especially for children.
Okay.
And we have a vegetarian casserole.
Okay.
And that's really tasty, has a little curry flavor.
Okay, now that looks all prettied up there. You
Yes.
take that one to potlucks and stuff at church?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
definitely. We also have baked beans, my dad's favorite food.
Oh, okay.
I think he'll eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
My daughter calls those sweet beans.
And then, of course, we cannot end without a little sweet. And so we have our tiramisu. It's a vegan tiramisu.
Okay, now this is something new to me, but I know there are some people here that are familiar with it.
Yes.
So I'm anxious to...
Yes, it's an Italian dish, and I've never had the authentic one, but I call this the authentic. This is the real thing, okay?
The way it is today.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to our first recipe then. Okay, the first one we're doing is cheesy broccoli soup, and for that we will need 3½ cups of water, 1 cup cashew pieces, 3 cloves of garlic, 1/2 teaspoon dill weed, 2½ teaspoons salt, 1/2 cup red bell pepper or pimento, 1/2 cup yeast flakes, 1½ tablespoons chicken style seasoning, 1 medium onion chopped, 2 stalks celery chopped, 3 to 4 cups chopped broccoli or cauliflower or asparagus, 1 cup potato, 1 cup carrots, and a dash of cayenne. Okay, Marlene, what are we doing here?
Well, we have our water already boiling.
Yeah, it is.
And what we're going to do, we're going to put everything in the pot on this side of the recipe here, except for our broccoli. I like the broccoli to have a little crunch to it. I don't like it to be...
Keep it
We can boil
crispy.
it to rags and it will still have some nutrients in there, but I prefer to just leave them aside.
Oh, okay.
So you can go ahead and put all of these ingredients in here. We have our...
Yes, our water is boiling very well.
Yes, it is. Beautiful. We have our potatoes, our carrots.
So you'd want me to just dump these in here,
Yep.
huh?
Be careful.
Okay. Yeah, we don't need to scald us today. Okay. And that was potatoes. This looks like celery.
We have our carrots.
Carrots.
Onions. Lots of flavor.
Yes.
Can't go wrong.
Makes the house smell really good.
Yes, it does. We have our garlic.
Garlic.
Chopped garlic. And we have our cayenne and our dill.
Okay, there's your dash of cayenne, huh? Give it a little bit of a
Looks like
zip.
a little more than a dash, but...
I suppose that depends on how much zip you want there, huh?
Yes. And then we'll put these in when we're finished with our blending.
Okay.
Usually I allow them to come to a boil and at least make sure that the potatoes and carrots are cooked.
Okay.
And of course, that's optional. If you don't want the potatoes and carrots, you can just leave it out, or you can add what other vegetables you have in your home, and in your refrigerator.
So this is just kind of a whatever.
Yeah. The broccoli is,
you like.
It can be cheesy broccoli, it can be cheesy asparagus. It's up to you, but today it's cheesy broccoli, so we're going to put broccoli in there.
Okay, so we'll just let these...
You can cover it, put it on high boil, and then we will go to our blending.
Okay. Make some noise here, huh?
Yes, we're going to make some noise.
Okay, so what are we putting in here?
Okay. We have our... I made this the other day at church. And the pastor says, no cheese. I don't eat cheese. I said, but it's not cheese, Pastor. We're going to make our own cheese sauce.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So we have our cashews, and preferably rinsed if you can. Mm-hmm. We have our yeast flakes.
Yeast flakes, okay.
Why did I do that? I should have put my water in first, but that's okay.
Oh. Okay, so we're going to see if it works backwards today, huh?
To be very honest, I dump everything in one time at home.
Oh, okay.
But it is nice if you can blend your nuts first, because, they will blend
a little smoother.
A little smoother without all the added ingredients.
Okay.
Okay, so in here we have our yeast flakes and we have our cashews.
And just a little bit of...
a little of our water.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, and then of course some people say, well, it still doesn't look like cheese. Well, we're going to add some color. And that's not necessarily true because, cheese has several colors. We can get the white cheese, you get cheddar cheese. So we're going to put some...
most people think of cheese as being orange or yellow. Yeah.
Yes, they associate that orange color.
Yeah.
And then we have a little salt.
So we're going to trick the eyes.
And we just added our pimento, bell pepper. Red bell pepper. Anyone will do.
Okay.
Anyone will do. And I'll add
bell peppers, well, I was going to say it might be easier to find, but not necessarily.
It is. I think it is. I mean, a lot of us grow them right in our own yard. Some of us are great farmers. My children and I, we grew them in our backyard in Long Island, New York, where we lived. I'm going to blend.
Okay.
That's about it. You get the basic idea. We don't want to take too long just showing.
All of our time is.
But you want to blend and make sure that your cashews, we want them to be, there are some little pieces in there. So I'm going to blend for just a second longer. We want to make sure that they all blended nice and smooth. I'm going to put it on liquefy so it can go really fast.